Alright, welcome on back, faithful. Time for another tutorial. This time around we're going to be covering how to add battle damage to your suit of armor. I know I've done painting tutorials in the past, and so far I've taught you how to do a base coat and weathering and doing the blackout or multicolors. This time we're going to get into the nitty-gritty part of it. So if you can see here, this is the helmet I've done already. Kind of hold it up close here for you. You can see those little chrome-looking scratches on there. That is what I'm talking about when I say battle damage. That gives it the appearance as though it's actually seen a day in the life of a soldier. Now, whether that be having bullets skipping off the helmet, or a knife impact, or he fell down a hill, or got banged around in a ship, something like that, that's what we're going to add the appearance of, or the look of. So this is our big helmet that we're working on, the giant bobblehead one. You can see I've done part of it already to show you what it's going to be looking like when it's all finished here, onto the top and this full side here and even on the front. This side here is undone, so we're going to go ahead and do that side now and finish this bad boy off. Next video we'll be installing the visor. Okay, so kind of paint you're going to want for this here. There's been one tutorial in the past where I did it using a metallic spray paint, which is totally fine to use. I've done multiple suits of armor using a metallic spray paint. However, that tends to gum up your brush, and you'll blow through your brushes a lot quicker that way. Doing the weathering tutorial, that brush, as soon as I was done with that tutorial, I had to toss it right in the trash. There's no way to salvage it. So this here helps you salvage your brushes. This is, the brand is Elegant Finish, and it's metallic paint by Decor Art. You can find these at Michael's or at Hobby Lobby. That's where I found mine. This one here is a chrome finish, excuse me, a bronze finish, which I use on our Panzer Soldat to add rust around the bolts. And then this here is just a metallic silver finish, which is what I've used on this helmet here, as well as the rest of my suit of armor. So a little bit of this goes a long way. So I've had this jar of paint for years now, and it still looks great. You do want to give it a little bit of a shake because it's acrylic in nature. So and because it's so liquidy, it can kind of separate out. So you want to just give it a little bit of a shake, mix it in there a little bit. And then the kind of brush you're going to want to use for this, you don't want a real tiny one or a fine one. You want kind of a fanned out brush like this here. Reason for that is you're going to get more coverage with each stroke. And this here, because of the way it's designed, will give you this kind of segmented, scratchy look. So you give the real feel as though that helmet or the armor piece has been hit up against something. Just a little cup of water over here to the side, paper towel to dab with, and we're just going to be dunking the brush right into the paint itself, and then kind of dabbing it off on the paper here. Get it into frame so you can see what I'm doing. Okay. So what I'm going to do here, think about it first, is I'm going to be going in strokes like this, so just very gently hitting it. Reason I'm going to be dabbing off is because when you're doing the chrome battle damage, less is more, for sure. As you can see right here, I've got very specific segments blocked in with the chrome color, which give it quite a bit of character. So when you look at it, you've got to do what I call honest painting. You've got to look at the areas that would be getting banged around the most. I'm not going to put a ton inside a recessed area, but the areas around that recessed area there, which might be getting hit by something or rubbed up against, something as he's walking through, or if he's in the middle of a battle, he falls down a hill, like I said, and gravel's raking across. Think of what areas are going to get hit the most. So we'll do a little bit of paint here. Dab some of that off. And we're going to go this little section right there in this window. So I'm going to go pulling down away from the window itself. You see how that wide brush gives that really nice segmented feel to it? And actually, I've got too much water on this brush, so I'm going to do a little bit more paint. Even on the little ridge inside there, the little hole inside the center there. I'm going to go back on this upper portion. Actually, we'll wipe that off. There's too much water right there. Let's hit it again. There we go, much better. And it can be kind of chunky in areas because, battle damage is not going to be the same uniform all around. It will have kind of a uniformity when you think of it in terms of the long run and how it looks on the entire suit, but it's going to be different. area to area. So you can see right here, on this side, it's a little bit different. That side does not have to mirror it. You know, I can come back in if I want to and add a little bit extra, but you don't have to do that, okay? And also, thing to note, you don't want a whole lot of water on this brush. You want to let the paint speak for itself. So even right there, that might be a little bit more for some people, and actually it's a little bit too much for me. So I'm going to try and dry my brush off a little bit here, even more than I did. Take that off. Rub this in. And because it is acrylic paint, it'll come right off with water. Just get a little bit over here. Take that right off there. There we go. And let's try this again. Shame on me for having my brush sit in a glass of water between filming. Let's try this here again. Dab some off, and I'm going to pull it out of view for just a second so I can see what I'm doing, and I'll show it right back to you. There we go. That's what I'm talking about right there. You can see that kind of scratchy element to it, almost like it was wire brushed into there. So now we're going to do that over the entire thing. When you come to rounded areas like this, turn the brush on its side and flake it across there like that. And you'll get this kind of dragged look to it. And as I said already, you got to be honest with the way the paint is going. And you can fan out certain areas like that there. Less is more. So even on the front here, you can see I've done part of the front already. I'm going to do some more to it. So I can get this here. I'm going to chatter some along the edge here first. Getting those raised areas and then skip it up. Skip it down. Just kind of flick that brush past it. If you want to focus on like a corner part that might be jutting further, do so. Bring it up inside there. Make it really look as though it's actually seen some battle. I mean, it's awesome if you want to do a completely pristine suit of armor, by all means do so. But if you want to give it this cooler edge, add some battle damage to it. It looks really, really cool, and it's very compelling, especially inside photos, when people add those filters to them, in Instagram and on Facebook and whatnot. Some of those filters really, really make the battle scarring look so much more accented, and it looks really, really cool. So we'll do the back over here. Hopefully you guys can see what I'm doing. Better. You see how this is kind of more round here? I'm going to go flat with the brush now, dab off some paint. And there we go. Walk it up. Just in that one little spot there. A little bit right here. A little bit on this back edge here. Oh, nice, just what I want. And then around these little recessed areas. Those are the areas you're going to really see a cool look when doing this kind of scarring, because those are the areas that would be getting hit. So as I've said with the honest paint, that's what we're talking about. It gives the appearance that this thing has actually really been through some battle. And what's nice is once you've done one side of it, you can kind of try and copy the next side to it. That'll be the best way to go about doing this. So if you've gone balls to the wall on one side, by all means go balls to the wall on the other side. Try and do your best to match it. That way in photos it doesn't look too ununiform. I know this isn't the most uniform way to paint, but you understand what I mean in terms of giving it, I guess, a worn look all over instead of just having one side be dominated. So let's see the front here, how I did that. Same thing here, just pulling up and away. And you can get a little bit of paint down inside there, just a couple little flecks maybe. Mainly it's where pieces come together, the connection points. If there's a raised segment or one that dips a little bit lower or it's rounded and jutting, that's what you want to focus on. And this, you can apply this to any kind of armor that you're doing. If you're doing trying to make a medieval suit of armor, this works really well. If it's Halo armor, or if it's League of Legends, or somebody doing a battle-worn Samus from Metroid, another great way to do this. A little bit on the black here, tiny bit there. And then if you're trying to be as accurate as you can with the suit itself, in terms of what parts of the suit would be like his undersuit, which would be rubber, or what parts would actually be metal, then you might have to get a little bit closer on the look there. I went ahead and just added some on the black there because I figured that's where it's going to go. The inner piece here, that would be rubber. That would be your window for your visor where it's sealed in, so I don't put any on that. I go right to this little earpiece here. And that's about as far in there as I will go in terms of getting up to the front of that window. A little bit on this light source here, which we can show how to install lights in later if you want. Go back. these little edges here, those are my most fun to put paint on. You can see there, since the brush isn't so dry and it's able to carry a loaded bit of paint there, you dab some out, it really does go a long way. So on these little curved sections there, it's almost the same exact treatment as when we did the weathering, only we're not really burnishing the paint into it, we're just flicking the paint across it. Let's see a little bit right there on this edge here. And you can see this process goes really, really quickly. You don't have to spend a lot of time doing the battle damage per se, unless you're trying to be real specific with it, but that's totally up to you. It's honestly, in the end of it, whatever you like the best. Go with what you like. Don't let me tell you one way or the other in terms of how little or how much you should use. In my experience, though, I find that less is more, because then it doesn't look like you just went nuts with it and had no rhyme or reason to it. It looks a bit calculated, even though it is kind of chaotic. My blue suit is a prime example of that. If you've checked out the unboxing video, you'll see exactly what I'm talking about inside there. It's less is more to a T. Let's see where else we need it. I'm going to show this in here to you. This paint does dry pretty quickly because it is acrylic based, to my knowledge. Let me check the back here. Yes, it is acrylic. Yes. So it will dry pretty quickly. It's more of a heavy body paint, so expect it to dry a lot faster than a light body, which is good. You want heavy body paints, especially heavy body acrylics when you're working with armor or cosplay, because they don't take nearly as long to dry as a light body does. Now if you're actually doing a painting on a canvas, yeah, light body is the way you want to go because you can work with it longer, but the heavy body is perfect for this kind of stuff. A couple little touches here. I'm just going to pull it out of your view for a second so I can see if I need any other spots hit. And actually that looks pretty even. I'm going to do one little bit right here along this cheek, just because it's a rounded section. So we'll do a couple little dustings of it. A little bit right there. And let me see again. Should be looking solid. Oh yeah, now we're talking. The last little spots would be these two intersections here. So let me pull this over. Right there, and a little right there. Nice. Skip some of that. There it is. Whew, it's hard painting away from me. Okay. Well, there you guys have it. That is how to add what I believe to be pretty realistic battle damage to a suit of armor. In this, we're doing the Halo 4 Mark 6 helmet. But as I said, this will work great for any kind of armor that you're doing. Even for weapons. If you're doing like a big sword, you want to look like that sword's actually seen some fights itself. Do this technique here. It doesn't take very long at all. As you saw, it only took me just a few minutes to do this side of the helmet. Just figure ×2 for the entire helmet here, and this sucker's done. I can usually get through an entire suit of armor doing this in about an hour, give or take. It depends on how complex some of the pieces are. The Mark 4 Halo 6 suit of armor it'll take a little bit longer than the Mark 6 from Halo 3 would, but it's just because there's a whole lot more pieces to it. So anyway guys, again, that paint there is called Elegant Finish, and that is made by Deco Art. You can find this at Michael's, you can find this at Hobby Lobby. A little bit of that goes a long way. It is a little expensive. I want to say this one, I think, was probably $6 or $7 for that, which for me is a little expensive for certain acrylics, but it works. It's great. Let you be the judge there. Tell me what you think. If you enjoyed this tutorial, please smash that like button, smash that subscribe button, and let me know what you thought inside the comment section below. Hope these videos are super informative for you guys. Hope they're helping you out. The next one that I plan to have up in the next day or so will show us how to set our visor into our helmets. And that's actually the one that I cut down here. I did attack the hexagonal pattern on this, but unfortunately the vinyl that I used did not lay right on here. It got really crinkled up because we've got so much visible area. On this one here, it looks a whole lot easier. a whole lot better because I've got a much smaller window, so by the time it did crinkle, it was way further down, not going to be seen. So we won't be doing the hexagonal pattern on this one here. Hopefully I'll do it in the future on another helmet, so you can see that. But until then, guys, again, I am Angel Legend, aka Eric Rolon. Please smash that like button, smash that subscribe button. Check in next time for a new video. We'll see ya. Bye.